welcome to Worst Games Ever!
Worst presenter! That was too much for a Monday morning, wasn't it? How are you doing, Tom?
Which one, my turn or your one? I'm doing good. Question.
Tell me what you think about me.
That's it. Your tweet about Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Couldn't decipher. Do you like it or not?
I loved it.
Oh,
I loved it. Was that not obvious?
You said like I wasted 6 years. I was thinking.
No, I wasted 6 years of my life not watching Rick and Morty, which is ridiculous because I'm in it. Get it?
Have you noticed that? What a love a dub-dub. It's in news. A WWE Superstar has returned at a live event. We have an update on the Matt Riddle Brock Lesnar situation. And MJF's mystery attacker has been revealed. Find out who very soon. A lot of talk over the last couple of weeks about the status of one Samoa Joe. And he put a lot of those rumours to rest on Saturday when he turned up in Oakland and did a wrestle.
Yeah, it had been rumoured that he had been suspended for 30 days for a wellness policy violation. That does not appear to be the case now. So he came back at this house show and he was in ring action, teaming with Kevin Owens, defeating the Authors of Pain by DQ when nasty Seth Rollins interfered, damn it, leading to a match with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre where Drew battered him apparently.
Yay!
Lovely stuff. But it looks like the concussion or the reported concussion that he received on Raw, it was legit because there'd been so much speculation about whether or not that was real because he was taken out of the match, they carried on without him. It all felt a little bit weird, like it could have been a work, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Well, he's back and that's great news as far as the severity of his injury goes as well.
I can't help but feel now, looking back on that episode of Raw, that it was a better safe than sorry type situation where I imagine that they're looking for stuff like this now more than ever, where you see a guy cracking head into the guardrail, they go, let's go check on him. And they'll just make a call there and then and go, do you know what? He looks like he's out of it.
Totally, that's the right thing. Yeah. If he's not responding as he should do, even if he's not probably like not loopy or something, if he's showing signs of a possible concussion, then that's absolutely doing the right thing because it could exacerbate if he got back in the ring and it took a load of bumps or did anything else. It's absolutely the right call. And it's good to see that he's back just a few weeks after that happened as well.
Yeah. What do you see the crack being with Joe going into Wrestling Mania?
I really want to see Joe do something big at WrestleMania because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, with the exception of the Rey Mysterio match, which lasted no time at all, he's not had a big WrestleMania thing, has he? He's not had a big match. But I think this could be the match at WrestleMania, what we're seeing at the house show here. I genuinely think we could see Joe and Kev take on AOP.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would have maybe said Owens and Joins taking on Buddy
and Seth.
Murphy.
Just Murphy.
And Rollins.
I think they're going to somehow get the titles from Murphy and Rollins to the AOP.
Ooh.
And I don't know how they're going to do that. Just they won't gift them.
You
didn't!
Oh, you should. Just what we always wanted. There you go, Razor.
It could be that, yeah, it could be right. I think it's going to be tag team action, which is fine, I just want... I love both Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, and the ovation that Kevin got on Monday night, last Monday's Raw, after he valiantly almost fought off all of the bad guys, and then people are standing and applauding. I feel like maybe it's a waste to have him in that tag team scene, because he's one of the most over baby faces in the company, and he's very, very good at it. Not that Joe's not great.
I kind of feel like it's just finding places for them for WrestleMania. This feels like we're put because nowadays, like everybody gets on the card at WrestleMania. It wasn't like back in the day. It used to be like a special thing to get on WrestleMania, but now it's like we need to find a spot for everybody
because it's 20 hours long.
Yes,
going to go 2 days.
I can't wait till it's 2 days, and then they lose themselves, and then it's 2 7-hour shows. Stop it, Matt Martin, bro. Not my words. The words of Adam Paci's best friend, Vince Russo. And the words are... Has he called you out yet or not?
No, he hasn't got back to me. I'm waiting.
Oh, bring the noise, Vinny Roo. Also the words of Matt Riddle, who has been told under no circumstances to call out Brock Lesnar anymore, you cheeky rainbow. Oh, there he was in Las Vegas giving it the big I am when he had.
He's called out Brock Lesnar once again. So he cuts a promo at this NXT show and he talks about getting fired by Dana White in UFC, how some people don't like him, and most importantly, he says, Like, he's built it all up, and he just goes, he's got his arm on this bloke, and he goes, and by the way, I'm going to be the man who retires Brock Lesnar, and everyone goes absolutely wild. The interesting note here is, as per Dave Meltzer, he says, from what I've told, NXT has given him permission to follow up on the Lesnar stuff. He wouldn't be doing this. Maybe at a house show he could tease them a little bit, but the fact that WWE are still putting stuff like this, not this specifically, but stuff like this, where he mentions Lesnar on their YouTube channels, on their social media, on WWE.com, it's a work, isn't it? It's a workity work.
It's
gonna happen. I hope Brock doesn't batter him. Imagine.
I don't know whether Brock knows it's a work.
Really?
What if Brock doesn't know?
He's a clever clog, so he knows.
It's a funny one, innit? Because I genuinely get the vibe that Brock Lesnar's the sort of guy that goes, I want nothing to do with you. Go away. But then there's Vince going, yeah, go on. Tell him off. Tell him off. Get at him. Get at him. It's like getting your mate to go and poke a bear. Go on, do it. I dare you. I dare you. I'll give you 20 quid. Go on, poke the bear. I dare you. That's what's going on here.
This could be fantastic. Out of any possible upcoming Brock Lesnar match, no offense to you, Drew McIntyre, this is the one that I'm most hyped for. It might not even happen.
It may not ever even happen.
It's got to happen. But I would be so upset if Brock just decimated him. Imagine all this build, all this sort of real life, maybe, build. Come on.
I feel like Brock would shoot on him.
Do you reckon?
A little bit. A little bit. But it's fine, because Matt Riddle's a shooter himself, bro.
Yeah.
Never know. You never know. Get him in an old whatever they call him in UFC, a hook. I don't know. Hey, we're Cultaholic wrestling, not Cultaholic ultimate fighting. Go somewhere else for that.
Tell me some more MMA moves, Tom.
Cross down, arm check.
Yep.
Front face check.
Yeah.
Kitchen sink.
Oh, yeah.
Hand me down.
Yeah. Auntie Tabitha round the neck. Oh.
Auntie Tabitha around the Oobla Garden Garda. It's a bad day at the office, everybody.
Got it. What's that from?
It's from
Waterboy. Waterboy. Yes.
It's from Arm Check the movie. The story of the biggest UFC fighter ever.
Carry on. Let's do the next story.
News. Who attacked Maxwell Jacob Friedman? Was it Jim Ross? Was it a fan in the crowd? Was it the Denver Broncos? The story is the attack on MJF is after Dynamite, after he lashed Cody almost to death.
And he got in a cheap shot.
Getting a little cheap one at the end. We see MJF at the end of that running through the crowd. And then we see like a little scuffle just before MJF disappears out of shot with Wardlow. And the camera quickly cuts away.
Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it? I genuinely did think it was a fan just because of the quick camera cut, but...
Was this a fan? Was this a work? Yes and no. Right.
First of all, let's reveal who it was.
Yeah.
You've probably seen it by now, but Frankie Kazarian.
There he is.
Frankie, yeah, that's me. Hi, I'm Frankie Kazarian.
Looking behind.
Right. So, it was Frankie Kazarian that done the attack, but... the running through the crowd stuff was unplanned, hence the dodgy camera work, and I guess they were panicking because they maybe didn't get a shot. That wasn't the plan. Frankie is sort of shooting. No, he wasn't shooting.
The wording that's been used in a lot of reporting of this is that Frankie used his initiative. So he chased them into the crowd, and then obviously when he caught up with them, and that's the thing that always makes me nervous about doing like chase bits in wrestling, is that what happens if either you catch the guy or you get caught? I had to do it only once so far in a wrestling environment where I had to get chased, and my biggest fear was, this guy's got stamina. What if he catches me? I'm going to die. I have to die. But so Kazarian caught up with him, so obviously he lunged at him. But the cameras were focused on MJF, sort of in his pomp in the top of the crowd, and then suddenly you see this person pile into him. Doesn't essentially immediately look like Kazarian if you're not expecting Kazarian to turn up. Obviously, when we look at it again and you psychoanalyze it, then yeah, it does. But like at the time, it's like, whoa, that could be anybody.
People have done the freeze frames, and you can see the kick pads apparently and the boots that Kaz wears.
But in the heat of the moment, you've got to just cut away. You were there, buddy.
Yeah,
it's a good Monday.
You were all doing it too. Don't pretend you weren't.
But you just cut away because you're thinking, oh, that might be a fan attacking MJF. Let's not focus on that. So I like the fact that it's a bit of both. And I like the fact.
Interesting choice as well.
Yeah, I think was Kazarian amongst... Yeah, so Kazarian is sort of amongst that story in a kind of ad hoc manner, whereas in the wider in the wider AEW universe, there's that us-them mentality, and MJF is on the them.
Yeah.
And in the wider canon, that is.
This is going to be revealed proper on TV this week. It's got to be, because people have already figured it out.
Well,
it's a smarky audience anyway.
We need a nice little MJF Kazarian match.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a way of getting MJF some more heat. He's going to brutalise Kaz. He's going to brutalise him to get more heat on the way to Cody. That's got to be what's happening here.
Best Raw theme music, go.
You're going to hate this. So are you. We're going out tonight! Hey, get your baby right! Hey, damn rock! Yeah, Nickelback are cool, I don't care if you disagree, but they're not. You sorry?
Look at this graph! I was going to say across the nation, but I think you stole it. Raw preview for tonight. Let's do it. Let's get them constant drugs from across the nation. Raw tonight in Ontario, Canada.
Ontario, Canada.
Oh, I love a bit of Canada.
Becky Lynch defends the women's title against Asuka, and there is an 8-man tag with Kevin Owens and Joe. Right, Becky Lynch defending the women's title against Asuka. Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, he's back. And the Viking Raiders taking on the AOP, Murphy and Seth Rollins. That's what's been announced so far for Raw. Now let's rock out, Tom.
I'm going to have a wine and have a little cry. Have my dinner and go to bed early. I'm Nickelback, baby.
You sure are.
Love having friends. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. You can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic. Lastly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.